welcome to the show, Liam Duggan. What
Morning.
a week! What a week!
It's been a busy few days. It's only Thursday.
I know. It feels like
Halfway
it's
through.
2026 probably, but for you, it's wow.
Yeah.
How have things been? Because, of course, everything's happened. Adam Simpson relieved of his duties. We saw the press conference the other day. I caught you in the crowd, obviously, sitting there with the players, and you just looked like the air was out of your tyres, yeah?
Yeah, it's it was definitely a tough day, especially, you feel for Simo and what he had to put himself out in front of, and it's certainly one of those ones that I've never experienced before, and Simo's been my coach for 10 years, ever since I entered the AFL system. So
yeah, we were saying that. He's your one and only.
Yeah, he is, yeah. So he's been a real constant in my life, and sad to see him leave, but I think the way that he carried himself, even across Tuesday, was just
Yes.
typical Simo, plenty of grace, and sad to see him go and lose a mate, but like he said, he's not too far away, and always a phone call, so tough day for the club and for Simo for sure.
How's the news broken to the players first, I'd imagine? How was that delivered?
Yeah, I think it all happened quite quickly Tuesday. It was, we quickly got notified as leaders, and then very shortly after, the playing group and the footy department sort of were brought in together. This was just before training, so it was a quick morning. There was a little bit of sort of speculation happening, and it was one of those ones where it's just sort of, I don't know, no one really knew how to feel, sort of thing. It was one of those ones where it was like, I don't know what we're meant to feel here, but I just couldn't believe how gracious Simo was, and how selfless still to that moment that he was. Like some of the things that he even mentioned to us on his way out. He's still so invested in his footy and us, and you could feel that love and care even the day he departed.
Now, I think the heat turned up a little bit away from the group over the weekend with the talk of text messages that were out there from the playing group. Firstly, I would say, having spent 11 years in the AFL, that at no stage would any more than probably 15 players love the coach. 10 are indifferent because they're in or out of the side. 10 probably don't like the coach because they can't get a game. And 5 are kids and irrelevant anyway. So at every single club around Australia, there's going to be people who don't get along with the coach. That's just how it works. But how did you feel like that was handled? Did you speak about the text messages and stuff?
Yeah, to a degree. Again, from Simo's point of view, handled beautifully. And I keep saying the word selfless because I truly believe that's how Simo is, and that's just in him. But it was obviously it's not ideal, and the timing wasn't ideal probably for that headline to drop. But like you say, X, there's so many people that for whatever reason,
I definitely would have texted someone I was playing, calling him a prick. Definitely.
Yeah. So there was no sort of no headhunt onto who that was, but there is especially over here in the West, mate. There's a level of I'd say there'd be a heightened level of sort of you got to protect your people, and just goes to show that unfortunately you're not sure who to trust sometimes, and we just ask the players to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah. And speaking of those text messages, and I've got to be honest, one of the messier press conferences I've seen in regards to handling, someone being let go. The questions of, you'll coach next week, and then that became awkward. I think he's handled everything so well. How did you feel and the players feel about, are we going to be coached by him this coming weekend? Are we not? What was the chat around that?
Yeah, it was almost because it happened Tuesday and we had the day off yesterday.
The phones must be going wild.
The phone, it wasn't quite a day off, but it was I think there was part of us that really wanted to play for Simo one last time, and certainly that was the players' feel. But I think out of respect, whatever Simo wishes were, we'd obviously respect those. So hopefully he's involved in some way. But I think it makes sense, and it's sort of true to Simo to probably not coach this weekend and not make it about himself. I think that's probably how he would, I'm speaking for him here, but I think that's how he would probably think it's going to feel for him. So, we would have loved to play for him one last time, or for, whenever it was. We all loved him. But the club have gone with this decision, and like Simo said, there's great optimism now as well for what the group's got going forward.
Now, yesterday on social media, there was a swarm of players that were retweeting or resharing Daniel Gorringe. Well, there was a lot of engagement around the West Australian's front page of the paper. Daniel Gorringe posted this.
What are we doing, the West Australian? What is this? What's that? You're angry because he called you out for writing 300 articles about him?
So this was an engagement around the front page of the paper yesterday. How did you feel?
Which was with the front page of the paper, if you didn't see it, was a grid of wins and losses, and of course it's majorly losses. It was a real blow. It was a real low blow.
As captain of the football club, how do you feel around the treatment of Simo?
Yeah, he's copped it. Yeah, no doubt about that, and probably unfairly at times. And I think because of who Simo is, he's worn a lot of it and been happy to wear a lot of it for us as well. So disappointing that on the final day and a time of celebration probably for all that he's done for our footy club and the state. That was the way that that particular I suppose. I don't know what you want to call them, outlet, decided to celebrate that way, which was quite disappointing. But yeah, he's been like copping it for 3 years probably. He had some good times there where we got to enjoy it as well. But for the last 3 years, I think he's been quite unfairly treated.
I think it might be a little heartening to you. I don't know if you read the comments on social media, but it was a barrage of people not happy with that and basically backing in Simo and saying thank you. So I think that a vast majority of people were just like, no, that's not the way you do it. This guy has done so much for us. So it's nice to have that sort of consensus, I think.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I wasn't aware of this until later on in the afternoon, just with my lack of social media. But nice to hear that. I think everyone got around him.
Liam, firstly, before we do plough back into the week it's been,
Liam.
Has there been any focus on this week's game? Have you been able to work out? I had to look up this morning who you're bloody playing.
It has been a bit like that, yeah. The Lions.
You got the Lions?
Yeah, the Lions.
And they're going pretty ordinary.
At home.
That's nice at home.
Yeah. So we will dive into the Lions today, as usual. That's standard for us on our main training day to dive into the Oppo. But it's an exciting opportunity for us. We're back at home. The Lions are obviously in some form at the moment.
They're going all right.
They are going really well. So different game style to a lot of teams up that end of the ladder at the moment. So we'll see how we're going.
What do you think this will do to you? Like, as we've obviously just discussed, it's a big week, a huge week of change. What do you think that'll do to you as a playing team going into Sunday?
Well, we've seen in the past teams that dealt with a bit of this adversity sort of performed quite well on the weekend, and obviously we've got a pretty good reason to play for on Sunday. Yeah. I'm hoping we get a really great response. We've had a couple of poor weeks, and I'm hoping we can one way or another sort of play our brand and identity, if I take Simo's words, and show him off with that.
Nice.
Your own personal situation, we've spoken about it previously, that you were on the verge of signing. Any news there? Any movement on the Duggo superannuation? How are we looking?
We are pretty much there. So okay. I think, hoping to get that done. Well, probably last week. That's sort of all happening now. So it might be put on the back burner just for now in terms of pen to paper. But we're very, very, very close now.
So hit you for a loan in about 2 weeks then. Like, hit you up for a loan in about 2 weeks. That'll be on that. Yeah, good. Okay.
I've seen what the CBA's doing. Wow. So would it be fair to say a 3-year?
3.
Yep. Nice. Well, congratulations when that gets done, mate. It's fantastic news.
Yeah.
I do need to ask you, obviously the coach is being sacked. He takes that responsibility. The playing group need to take their responsibility for that happening as well. I remember in 2010, we came over here to play Freo in a final. We lost in the team meeting after that in front of the entire group. Clarko said to us, every single player in this room is tradable.
Oh.
Leave your phone on the off-season. If there's a trade available, we will look at it.
Yeah, right.
That was pretty much verbatim what was told to us.
And you lost the final.
Lost the final and we charged home too. I thought we were going to win the flag. We were going to win the flag. We ended up not winning. Anyway, you added pick 1 last year and then pick 30, I think. I personally think that's not enough kids. Do you feel as though the club needs to be active in trying to get more picks in?
Yeah, mate, no doubt. There's I mean, whether it's picks or trade targets, it's something that we're looking to do holistically as a club, is to add talent or, good people, whatever it may be. So, yeah, we're still in a position where, the build's on, but we certainly probably need some more kids to be playing more regularly as well. I think we're still quite quite old, I suppose, in our 22 or 3 that take the park
that's what
each week.
annoys me is probably your best players are the older players
Yeah.
every single week. There's rarely someone who pops up and plays a good game that's young. The old players, the leaders, are the ones that every single week are the ones that are trying to carry the load. And I don't think that younger part of the list is there yet.
Yeah, that's fair. I've got a little bit more faith in them than that, and I think they're, with time this will all happen, and they're all learning together, which is also tough. Normally, when I came through, it was drip feed this bloke in 12 games first year, 14 games the next year, senior players everywhere, throw him out on the half forward flank and run the wide role and let him learn his craft that way. So we're asking a lot of our younger players at the moment to come up and play some really good footy. So, mate, we'll be looking to add talent whether it's through the draft or through trade targets. But yeah, we need some help at the moment too.
What sort of coach do you think would be best suited? You don't have to name anyone, but what sort of coach would be best suited to the young talent that's at the club that needs to be added to the club? What sort of characteristics, I guess, would you be thinking would be perfect?
One thing I will say is it's different now, I reckon, to when maybe I came through and you were a senior player. For me now as a senior player, the younger generation it's a little bit different. I think it's someone that can connect with those young kids is going to be really important. And then high energy, high drive, I think is what you're going to need. So I don't know who's got that out there, but it is the exciting part for us is that we are about to hear a new voice and a new sort of way of doing football. So for me, in 10 years, I've known Simo's way, and I'm going to get a little change and reboot now as well with a new coach.
There you go. And leading into Sunday, of course, we wish you all the very best in what's been a wild week. Any Simo plans that you have shaped up just yet, or what?
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's something in the pipe work to celebrate Simo, whatever way that is. So I'm not sure what it is, but I think there's a plan to send Simo off in one way or another. Nice.
All right. We look forward to it.
All good things come to an end, mate, and I'm sure you would cherish 2018 with 21 other teammates and, of course, Adam Simpson at the top. That's probably a memory that you certainly will take to the grave virtually. That what Simo did on that year for you guys.
Yeah, 100%. Plenty of good memories. Topped off by that great win in 2018.
What a legend. If you want to hear the game on this station, 2:30 Sunday, Eagles taking on the Lions.
It's the Lions.
It is. Can
No one
confirm
knows
Lions.
what's going on because of this week.